Whoa, you are all up in my personal space. Well, since you're here, see how I turned these two bowls into some unique fall decor. It's all right, stay a while. I got these two bowls years ago from Ross, and I've used them for displaying faux floral stems, but I wanted to do something different with them this year. So I decided I wanted to try to make them into pumpkins. I started this project out by tracing 4 circles at the bottom of the vase. And the reason why I did that is because it was more rounded at the bottom than it was at the top. However, if I would have traced at the top, then I could have used the inside of this vessel to like store some things, but I really wasn't concerned about that. So I'll probably consider that next year, but I wasn't concerned about that this time. I traced 4 circles all together, and then the rectangles that you see there, that's going to be to hold the stem on top of the circles so that the stem can stick straight up. I'll show you another clip how that's going to be, but this is what you need to trace out in order to make the stem or the lid for your pumpkin if you're going to try this project with a round vase. The reason why I have 4 circles is because I'm going to glue 2 circles to each other to make the lid a little bit more sturdy. In this photo, I'm just showing how I'm just making sure that the circle fits perfectly and determining whether or not I needed to trim off any excess. Here I show 2 of the circles glued together. Okay, now for the part that's going to hold the stems. Those 2 rectangles that I traced out and cut out. The first rectangle, I'm showing you how I just bent it in half, and then the second one here shows how at the very ends, on equal sides, I just folded them out. Those parts that are folded out is what's going to be glued down onto the cardboard. So I do that for both of the rectangle pieces. This is how each folded rectangle piece will look when you glue the folded pieces together. I used aluminum foil to make my stem. I connected it at the base, from the base of the cardboard. Now with the circles cardboard, you can skip this step. I used masking tape on the edges so that I could get a clean finish, because at first I was going to paint them, but I decided not to. Instead, I used sisal rope to cover them. I wrapped the aluminum foil stem with masking tape because I just felt like it would allow the sisal rope that I was going to use for the stem to adhere better with using hot glue. The base that is going to be glued to the top circles is a little flimsy, so I cut out 2 small rectangle pieces and glued them to this base so that the stem could stand up and be more secure on top of the lid. And here's what everything looks like before I complete wrapping both lids with sisal rope. I started hot gluing the sisal rope starting from the base or the edge of the base and continued until I wound all the way to the top of the stem. An old toothbrush can be used to remove a lot of the glue strings, and also you can use either scissors or a lighter in order to get much of the excess of the strings from the sisal rope so that you'll have a more cleaner look. And here's the end result. I used some pieces of leaves off of a fall garland to complete the look. I also turned this round mirror into a pumpkin. These are the items that I used. I fashioned the brown paper. You can use any paper, but I used this brown paper to fashion a stem. And then I used the masking tape to secure it. And then I used the sisal rope starting at the top and wrapping all the way down to the base, leaving some of the base of the stem exposed. When I tried to stick the stem behind the mirror, it wouldn't fit properly on the top. It kept wanting to fall, so I needed to widen the base so that when I put it between the picture, the mirror frame and the wall, it would stay steady. I also used faux leaves from a floral garland. This was just something quick and simple. Would this be something you would think about trying? Now here's another quick little DIY to make a pumpkin. I'm going to use this white fur throw, and I'm going to roll it up just like this, and then I'm going to tie it in a knot, and then I'll just keep fashioning it and tucking it in until I form a ball like you see here in this clip. Then you can just take a DIY stem and stick it in the center. The same thing could be done with a curtain panel that you're not currently using. I hope you found this video useful. And please have a pleasant, purposeful, and productive day.